Hello, my name is Danis. I'm here today to present my Leadership Analysis Book Report. It is for BBA 475. I'd like to introduce you guys the book that I read. I think that's probably a pretty important piece. It's called Start Something That Matters by Blake McCoskey. It's a very, very good read. I recommend it to all of you guys to pick it up, get yourself a copy, read it. It's not only a very interesting read as far as the leadership skills that Blake shows in the book, but also just a couple other business aspects of it that I found very, very, very interesting. Being a business student myself, I think that I very, very much enjoyed it. A little bit about Blake. He was the author of the book as well, along with, that's who the book is about. He is the founder and the owner of a business called Tom's. I believe much of us are very aware of the business. It's something where he is a shoe company where you buy a pair of shoes, and then because from that purchase it funds a pair of shoes for another person that isn't as fortunate as we are and provides them shoes. Blake also, he comes from Texas. He has started 5 different businesses, one of those being a cable reality TV show. He also was on the CBS's Amazing Race, which is where they race around the world from country to country, and it is a long race that lasts over multiple weeks. And he was on there with his sister, and he's also been named to the Fortune magazine's list of 40 under 40. So just a little bit about Blake and what he is, what business he runs. But let's more focus on the leadership that he has described in the book. The reason that I did choose this book is because, number one, after reading it, I realized too that he has a very unconventional leadership style, and that is what someone told me and when he recommended the book to me. Number two is his success. Through this business, he has absolutely boomed, and I think that directly relates to the leadership that he shows is through this success is because of how he leads the company. And then last is the organization that he leads. I think it's so cool what he does with these shoes and being able, he changes people's lives, and I think that's so cool. So to start things off, what a leader is to me is someone with a vision who can motivate people to buy completely out to that vision. Not only do they have the vision, but they have a passion for what they're doing, and they know how to encompass both that passion and that vision to complete a goal that they're trying to achieve. I think that Blake fits this perfectly, this mold. He definitely has a clear vision for what he's trying to accomplish. He got people to buy into his vision. He has people that are working for him that love their job. And on top of that, his passion is just unbelievable for what he's doing. He has completely found his calling as what he believes, and he is being able to complete it through this business that he started. How Blake started the business and saw this opportunity for him to become a leader and for this whole process to begin was when he was on a trip to Argentina with his family, where he witnessed people without shoes and saw there's great need for people that need this foot protection. People had sores, people's foot were beat up, they were bloody, and at first he thought, well, I'm going to start this charity organization where I can take and get people to, donate shoes, and from this, I'll be able to give shoes. And then he kind of realized, though, that it had its limitations to it, and that's when he started to have a vision, which all leaders must have, like I talked about before. He had a vision that would limit himself, and he wanted to create something that was even bigger than just having donations from his friends or local area. He wanted something that was nationwide, that everyone around the nation could contribute to. And so that's kind of how it started for him. So moving on, though, the traits that Blake has that allow him to be a leader. He has, like anyone, I see advantages and disadvantages when I read the book. Number one, looking at the advantages first, his intelligence. He's a well-rounded individual that would be considered to be put together. He knows what's going on. He's aware of his surroundings. He understands that he needs to let the business grow, and that, you know, when he this is when he's starting the businesses, and they, you know, the investment up front, he's going to have to, you know, before it takes off, he's going to have to invest money. He has a charisma around him that he can motivate anyone to follow him. He has determination. That's nothing that lacks at all. He has determination, and I think he has integrity. He is someone that shows that he cares so much about people. And, you know, an example that they gave in the book about I see of his integrity is that they sent out faulty shoes this was once a business that already started, and he sent out faulty shoes to people, and he had to have a recall on it, and he paid 100% for all those people's recall shoes. He informed all of them of it, and I think that just shows of what kind of traits that he had of that integrity. Some disadvantages that he had, I think that as much as the intelligence side, I said, that how he's able to understand things, I think it's lacking on the actual business side of things. Stuff that I've learned in my business classes, and I read his some of the ventures that he took, or some of the things, like, I think that they were very, very, very poorly planned. And I think even Tom's, to an extent, was poorly planned at the beginning. And so I think that's why you can see, like, he didn't maybe have a business plan when he started the whole thing off. So I think that the intelligent part, although it is an advantage, it also is a disadvantage to him. He also has a lack of organization, or unorganization, however you'd like to say it. At one point, you know, he had a bunch of orders, and he wasn't even able to communicate with his supplier because they make the shoes actually in Argentina. He wasn't able to supply, you know, it was a 6-week process before anyone got shoes. Luckily, he didn't lose any orders because of that. And so I think that's really cool. So moving on, though, from his traits to his philosophies that Blake has as a leader, it looks like, you know, there's 3 basic philosophies. Well, I think that he has... Let me start over there. Okay, so he has a theory Y philosophy, according to our book, our textbook. And the 3 basic ones in there is that, you know, you have assessment number 1, 2, and 3, where the average person, like, does like work. They don't like work. Like, work is a natural play. I think that this applies to him because Blake has a company motto where everyone's supposed to have fun. He cooks out for them and everything. Number 2 is that, like, people show responsibility and self-control towards, like, what they're working for and the commitment that they show. And he's able to instill this in people because of the environment that he creates around him. And then the other thing is that the assessment number 3 is the proper environment for the average person to learn and to accept and seek responsibility for the actions. He definitely creates this model. Number 1, he shows through his own personal actions that he accepts responsibility, and he creates an environment where he doesn't punish people for not accepting, or for, you know, he doesn't punish people for, hey, I did something wrong. It's not like then he punishes them or anything. And I think through his philosophy, it allows Blake to be, like, more relaxed and a laid-back leader, and it doesn't stress him out, and because of that, you can definitely see it in his lifestyle.